Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Dolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar this very, very beautiful Friday afternoon from the city of Lagos State. My name is Dolupo, like I said, the ordinarily. I'm going to be talking about quite a number of things today. If you're just joining the Boom Bar for the very, very, very first time, it is where we give you everything sports, politics, entertainment, and everything else in between. Everything. The ways where gist can carry us in different directions and definitely follow the gist. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. Today's show is going to be very interesting as usual, as you know, we always do. We bring you all the gist that's happening in Nigeria and around the world. First things first, looks like there's an explanation about Nigeria and the US, and the looks like it's an implication of one of the things, and is really not about visa reciprocity according to what they said. But we're going to have a conversation about that. But however, it's not only Nigeria that is complaining about the recent issues with the people of with US. One of them is Ghana. Ghana has also apparently this same 3 month visa issue also seems to affect Ghana as well. And Ghana too has come out to say that whatever it is they're doing is not right. So we're going to be talking about that, looking at that, the reasons why the president is still... Okay, why is this... Okay, so we're still going to be doing that as well. So that is a very interesting part of it. Also, Mr. Donald Trump seems to still be going on with these tax issues. We're going to be talking about that a lot today as well. The vice president had a very interesting speech a few days ago, and not a few days ago, I think it was yesterday actually. And a lot of people seem to have drawn a lot of parallels, talking about, is there fire on the mountain? Is there something wrong with the relationship between the president and the vice president? The funny thing is that we'll say that it's not the first time you hear these things. It probably happens in every, but we'll see where all that. The vice president's office has come out to clarify some things, and we will get to that as well. We're also going to talk about a bit of sports, a bit of music as well, right here at the bar. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. With me in the studio today is Sola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank God it's Friday.
Okay, so I guess...
New Music Friday.
Yeah, there is new music actually. So I get straight into the gist of today, and we're starting from the stables of the vice president. And interesting news is coming from that part where it's looking like the vice president has come out to say that he had a speech a few days ago, and a lot of people have misinterpreted or misconstrued what he was saying, according to what I think there's a part where he was referring to how a president cannot remove a governor, cannot remove a chairman, even as little as a local government chairman. And I think that's the part where a lot of people seem to be hopping on, saying that he was basically kind of talking to his Oga, that is president, with reference to the issues that happened in Rivers State and the president suspending, not removing, suspending the governor of Rivers State, Fubara. Now, he has come out to say that no, what he was saying was he was referring to when he was governor, and that was the heat of the Boko Haram fight in Nigeria. And of course, we know that at that point, Borno State was basically like the epicenter of that insurgency. And he said at that time, the then president, Goodluck Jonathan, was going to take him out, was planning to take him out at that point. So that was what he was referring to, and not what his president was not the president. I keep in mind, though, even though none of them have come to say it or there's even any shred of evidence, there's been the conversation for a couple of months that it's not well with the president and the vice president's relationship, talking about even the fact that he might be replaced at the APC ticket for 2027, and all back and forth and all like that.
Okay, it's an interesting discussion, and to be very, very honest with you guys, I'm trying to hold back.
Okay, why?
You know, communication is supposed to be two ways.
Yeah.
When someone speaks, you listen, you understand or comprehend, you analyze, then you break it down. But a lot of us are driven by agenda now. It's politics season already. And could there be a problem between Shettima and Bola Tinubu? Very possible. As Bola Tinubu in the past had issues with his vices 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, at least twice. Femi Pedro and Buckner, yeah, so twice. So, is that the same scenario playing out here? Maybe. But is that what exactly happened? No. I don't think so. And I've watched the video over and over again. Context. The former chief judge, you know, a top jurist, wrote a book about something that was controversial. The OPL, I think it's OPL 45 or something, where
245.
Yeah, thank you. And it was bringing his own perspective because he was involved. And everybody's talking at this event, and Kashim Shettima is there talking about his own personal experience and what made him, Tambuwal, and Adoke become really close. Now, they talked about removing a governor. Being a governor, he knew then what he was saying. And I look back and I remember that how, you know, the Chapo girls matter and all of those things led to a lot of angst in the land, and there were issues. So he's alleging that President Goodluck Jonathan wanted to remove him.
Yeah.
Now, it's not the same with the Fubara scenario. Scenario that involved Fubara, it was suspended, which the Constitution allows the president to do.
So if what you said, sorry, just wanted to
respond.
Not even respond, ask a question.
Yes.
So we know that when he said he was removed, could it be that the then president
when
wanted
he said he was
to,
removed?
Oh, what we're talking about him being wanted, the former president wanting to remove him when he was then governor, and we know that the major reason was because of the violence and insurgency in Borno State. We also know that the reason why the governor of River State was suspended was about the violence. It wasn't even with the drama back and forth that was happening. Yes, could it have been what caused the violence? Yeah, but the president didn't do anything until the violence started.
Okay.
Or would I say the president didn't take such actions until the violence started?
Okay.
So, in defense of former President Goodluck Jonathan, could it be that he wanted to suspend him and not remove him outrightly?
He talked very clearly. Now, Kashim Shettima is not a baby, and he also referenced people who were in the hall who are still alive. Remove. He talked about it 3 times. He said that the then president spoke to someone about it. The person told him, no, you cannot remove him. But that the president did not take that person's word. Then he now went to FEC, the FEC meeting, and he still talked about removing him. So not suspend though, remove. It was very clear and distinct about it. Removal of an elected official and the suspension of a subordinate elected official are 2 different things. two different things entirely.
That's what I'm saying. That could it be that
It's not
he
could it
thought
be.
That
He said he wanted to remove him. Remove. I watched that video and he said it that the president then, he said they made their peace now. And that this advocate that wrote the book was very emphatic that Mr. President, you cannot remove an elected councillor. You cannot even remove you cannot remove. How is removal and suspension the same thing? If you're not trying to be naughty about it, if you're not trying to politicize and use it as a weapon to create rancor, the man said they wanted to remove him and they cannot remove him that way. You can only be impeached by the State House of Assembly, which is also contestable. You understand? So that is what happened. And at times, you know, you think it's opposition politics. At times, it's just stupidity. It's people not being intelligent. It's people who lack comprehension. What's his name? People's Gazette was the one that played that thing up, and everybody latched onto it. And I read the comment section. I always read the comment section. I read the comment section and I saw people saying they don't even care if it's true or not, as long as there's problem or there's something that could be problematic, that they should bring it on and they would enjoy it. Do you understand? I looked at the people that dropped comments. I went to check their own timelines and everything. I could infer who they were and what they were standing for or against. Can these people have problems in the near future? Yes, they can. It's possible. It's politics. There are a lot of dynamics going into 2027 that could lead to a separation. It's possible. But Kashim Shettima did not throw shades at Bola Tinubu. He did not. I don't even need a press statement for me to think. Watch the video by yourself. It's on everybody's timeline. Watch the video. You know, I'm surprised that people watched that video and came to that same conclusion that they did. You know, and but of course, you know what we say, agenda must agenda. And that's what's going on there. People saying that it was throwing shades. Yeah, you can say that because it was talking about how a president cannot remove. Fubara is not removed. So how is it the same scenario? Make we get more sense now.
Wait, this is just by the side. So that's how Fubara is going to do 6 months at all.
Well.
Well.
Oh, well. What are you going to do? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? What he did now is what he should have done from the get.
And we said it too. This is just me, just reminiscing like, that's how.
You see,
he suspended governor will always be this. He did not do 4-year tenure.
As a governor,
3.5-year tenure.
As a
wow.
Not even as a governor, as an individual, as a person, you assess your strengths and your weaknesses, your current situation.
Yeah.
You look at your long-term goals and you say, okay, wait, I want to be re-elected as governor. But if I fight this man now, will he work?
Do I even have what to fight him?
Do you understand?
Start with that.
Look at the guy in Kogi, the way he worships his Lord and Savior.
His Lord and Savior. I think it's a tad bit ridiculous.
Okay.
However,
your opinion.
If somebody made you governor, whoever had governor before.
Guess what? The guy in Kogi that shall remain nameless. When he grows.
How many governors do they have in Kogi?
I said the guy. I didn't say the governor. You are the one that said governor. I said the guy in Kogi. The guy in Kogi. When it is sharp finally, when Jogu mature, if he bites anybody,
you should not complain because
So you see,
he's been his time.
Look, over and over again, you've seen it now, and that's how some people become one-time governors. You know what they do say you don't arrive now when you never arrive. What do you have? You knew that you got there on the strength of someone else. It wasn't because people loved your face. No. They heard your policies.
Did I even know your face?
In the case of River State, did you even campaign?
They didn't even know your face. That's because it's finished.
So what are we talking about? And look at you are now back to square one.
And he has a very meek face though, so it's very.
Yeah, but you know, people like that, don't underrate them. It's just that I think he had bad advisors.
No. See.
I think he
see,
had bad advice.
See, you know, it's the same thing that he say a lot with President Tinubu, that his face. You think that you can't compare it. Fubara looks like the way his face is. I'm sorry.
Now you they compare, Sha. Nobody they follow
because if are you serious right now? Like, you go see the handwriting. It just occurred to me that that's how this man would do 6 months at home.
I don't think it's that bad for him. I just feel that
no. I'm not saying that he won't go back.
He didn't pick his battles.
Yes,
correctly.
It was not very smart.
And
I'm sorry.
He had not fortified his base enough to do what he did.
To fight the fight. You know.
Kaduna State, Ubasani, and they have obviously fallen out.
Obviously.
In fact, barely a year into the government, they said they were going to probe El Rufai. I'm like, yes. How can you probe the person that more or less made you governor? But apparently
maybe he didn't.
And look, the man is still there. He's
feeling fly. He's doing well for himself. Anyway, so interesting. That was just an aside. Like you said, it's gist. The way gist just carries us anywhere, it carries us at the bar. I just wanted to also put this out there. NIMET, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, has now forecast that there could be 3 days of thunderstorms and sunshines across the country from Friday. So, let's be careful. It's rainy season. It's a lot of rains. Take, for example, in Lagos. But for people that are in Lagos, other than voting till like around 3 p.m., you don't have anywhere to go. So
there's a lot of
behind down.
There's a lot of flooding and things happening across the world. Our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Texas as we speak, and there are other parts of the world that these things are happening. But when you hear about those predictions about Nigeria, please brace yourselves. And for those of also people who live in floodplains and all please, you need to start making plans, because if those other places that we are even looking up to are feeling the pinch or crunch like that,
how much more?
Because nature has its way of having its way.
Exactly. Now let's go on from that. Let's go on to an update of story that we actually broke and talked about yesterday, and it was about the issue with the visa issue back and forth with Nigeria and the United States. So now looks like there's a lot more conversation coming up now. The Minister of Foreign Affairs has now come out to say that one of the issues why the US is doing what they are doing is because they are refusing to collect Venezuelan deportees.
Interesting angle.
According to him, he's saying that the US wants to deport people, Venezuelan citizens actually, that are a lot of them have committed crime. They're just leaving the prisons. And in my head, the first thing that pops in my head is, why are you not returning them back to their country?
So there's been a lot of back and forth. The US has been talking to a couple of countries. If you cast your mind back, the UK more or less struck a deal with Rwanda.
Yeah.
Something similar, but not exactly the same. And there was a lot of hue and cry about it. I don't even know what eventually happened. However, the countries that some of these people belong to is not accepting them back one way or the other.
The US
wants to ship them out by every means necessary, and I think it's well within their rights to maintain, the territorial dignity of their borders and all of that. But it's a sad thing in the world where African nations have still not woken up to the point where they think that they need aid. And the aid you're getting now is not aid, it's quid pro quo. You're like, okay, give me this and take that. There's some kind of imbalance in that trade. I remember when Nigeria rejected, the call by one of the biggest EV makers in the world to export lithium, and Nigeria said no, we're going to process. And funny enough, at least there's one processing plant in Nigeria now. There are about 2 or 3 more coming up. Do you get? African nations should be striving towards processing their resources, and they have a lot of it, but they're still poor, in quote, and backward and begging for aid. So they go cap in hand, and they are at the mercy of the people they go to. One day, because this message I'm preaching, I'm just talking generally, because most people who have said this have ended up losing their lives or whatever happening. But it's the truth. Africa is rich with mineral resources, but ranked as the poorest continent in the world. So they keep going cap in hand to Big Brother. Go to the US, you go to Russia, you go to China, you go to France. They have all this African conference now, all these countries that I mentioned.
Yeah, so basically, what the reason is, so according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, what he's saying is that Nigeria already has its own problems. We're already dealing with our own insecurities. Said most of these people are just coming out of prison. You're going to deal with someone that is an ex-convict and they're not Nigerians, and that, yes, some African countries are taking them, which was said that was one of the things that the United States president discussed with the 5 African presidents that went to go and say hello to him at home.
Say hello, Sha. The 5 selected African countries.
And that they're not going to do that. Nigeria already has its own issues, and they do not owe the US anything, and they are not going to take it. So now they're saying, one of the insinuations is that it is because of these things. It's almost like as if the US is trying to pressure Nigeria into this. That's why they're bringing all these things. Also, they're saying that another issue is Nigeria's niceness, or being in bed, seems to be in bed with BRICS. Even though the US has said that, it's just reciprocity, there's nothing like that. So, however, Nigeria has also come out and say that no, because we didn't cancel
reciprocity. There's a WhatsApp message that's making the rounds. It's on social media too, alleging that the president secretly changed the visa regime for the US. That's the Nigerian president. And I've seen educated people forward these messages.
How come I don't see these messages?
That he did it covertly.
Thank God. Thank you for my people on my phone. I've never seen that message. So that's why I see the news around. But
that's why the Nigerian president government is responding to that lie that is making the rounds. That the president did this and that. Apparently, it's because yesterday I was bashing Nigeria to, like, you can't be giving someone 3 months and expect them to give you 5 years. So there's still the 5-year multiple entry thing for the US.
Yeah.
But they are now talking about the e-visa, which is a limited visa, and that's the way it should be. It's like you can get that quick and all of that for that short period and can renew. And that's what everybody's misconstruing. It's a sad situation, and I know that if we're not careful, we end up.
But I think that I like the part where
fire to our own house.
Yeah, I think I like the where Nigeria is now with a few things. Why? Remember a few months ago they were talking about how was it the same US that wanted to build a military base and said nope. Well, a lot of these things, like, and that's the truth. Nigeria really does have its own issues. You don't want to add another country's issues, because that's when you're now fighting with another country now. That's when you remember that you have
a big plus to everybody that has ruled this country, especially the civilians from Obasanjo to Yar'Adua.
Yeah, they seem to have stood their ground.
To Goodluck Jonathan, to Buhari, and now Tinubu. Nigeria has been non-aligned to a large extent. Do you get, like, Nigeria bought warplanes from the US, and Nigeria is also buying from Turkey. Nigeria is buying
stuff from Russia.
MRAPs. We're buying MRAPs from China.
They're buying everywhere.
Do you understand? Nigeria is basically trading with everybody. As against some people who say, it's Russia that they are trading with, and they're not going to do anything with the US. Nigeria's buying from everybody. It shows you the kind of diplomacy that we have, and I respect it a lot. I like it, So there's nothing wrong with us partnering with BRICS and still getting involved with the G20 and any other country.
Yeah, but we'll see where this drama is going to go to.
The people that they're trying to deport to Africa, are they going to put them in prison?
No, they're just out of prison, but they don't want them.
So they will just be roaming around freely.
And they give you money so that you can keep them. Because people that their own country don't want. So is that you that should have want to collect it? Any African country that collects such.
They take them to Lekki Phase 1.
Yeah, Abuja.
Abuja,
as people from Obodo Ibo.
Yeah.
As people from Obodo Ibo.
White skin girl.
White skin people. Because what's that? We don't want. Thank you very much. We're already even Nigerians.
And a little bit more diplomacy on the part of the US. They can get those countries to take them back now. Their own.
You see the amount of people that jackpot every year, and we're seeing too much. So you have to add people again. Please let everybody do their day. Thank you very much. Now let's move on from that. And NELFUND, for people that don't know what NELFUND is, basically the student loan agency that provides student loans for students in federal and state tertiary institutions across the country. Now they have announced that NELFUND has now resumed the disbursement of students' upkeep for the new session.
Yeah. They swapped the payment platform. There's the digital wallets and the regular bank accounts and all of that. So beyond the school fees that are being paid by the government, as part of the student loan, they're getting their monthly upkeeps. So there's a backlog to be cleared for some people, and they're getting them now. And this, I still say, is one of the best things that's happened to the Nigerian students in the history of Nigeria. Like since the 70s, when we had this student loan that more or less has been brought back in 2023, 2024, 25. It's a welcome development. I saw a parent write an epistle about how they were able to activate this for his kids and how it feels less of a burden, And the thing is that this person is not even indigent, he's not poor, but he now even talked about
it makes life easier. Yeah. Trust me, these kind of things makes life easy. Like I remember that there was it was something like this. My own younger brother went to a private uni. However, in the bid of trying to get into uni and all that, my mom realized that school actually had something like this. So so they had a microfinance bank that pays the school the full school fees. And you now just service. It's basically like servicing a loan every month. And it's like, other than even looking for or paying off that money, you could actually have that money and use it for something else. And then you're just offsetting the bill little by little, and it makes a lot of sense.
This man that put out this thing about his children being on NELFUND, he said something about how it's getting them to also save. That some of the monies that he should give them now, part of it is being saved, and is encouraging them to trade and do other things. And all of that.
It's really is it's a global thing. It's funny how we're just finally catching up with it in 2024. When did it start? 2024. Yeah.
I just am excited that Nigerian students, a large chunk of them, about over 300,000 and counting, are not begging to go to school.
And school is
education is still very, very important.
Yeah, so at least school fees will not be such an issue at the end of the day. Now let's move on from that quickly, and talking about education. The academic staff of Yobe State University has declared that they're going on strike. ASU, basically in Yobe State University, has said they're going on an indefinite strike. Why? They're saying that the Yobe government should implement the 70,000 naira minimum wage. That's not all. From 2024, they are now also asking for a raise of minimum wage of the 2019 consequential adjustment. Do you know what that means? Remember that it was it 19,000 or something before?
Yeah.
Then the former president adjusted in 2019 to, I think, 30,000.
Yeah.
Now, what they're saying is that even that 30,000, there are arrears on that money that had not been paid as far back as 2019.
You see, if only the Nigerian Labour Congress had not become a political party, if they you should be in Yobe as we speak. They can't pay 70k minimum wage, even with the increased FAAC allocations. We're not even talking their IGR. They can't pay. They've not even paid the 30 by now. And you expect these lecturers to continue working. And you want your children to learn what exactly?
I know the funny thing is
and why is it that when it's states like Yobe, there's no hue and cry?
I was going to say but
if it's
if
Lagos,
it was Lagos,
if it's Anambra, you hear all the noise that people will be making. The governor is this, the governor is that. You know why? Is Yobe not also important? The people in Yobe, the students there, are they not also important? You know, and sadly, the federal government can't do anything about it. At this point, how come the National Assembly has not risen up? People are being owed a backlog of the old minimum wage, not
ridiculous.
Even the 70k.
It is ridiculous.
Some people that collect 70k now, they have so adjusted to it that they can't remember 70K? When they were.
Some states are collecting 85.
Whatever.
And remember that 85 is minimum wage.
Whatever they are collecting, they are so adjusted to it that they don't remember that they were on 30k before.
And some people are still struggling with they are still struggling to collect arrears of 30k. It's ridiculous, and I think that
you want the lecturers. It's as if the lecturers don't have their own families to take care of. They also don't have needs.
It is crazy. It is crazy. That's one thing that you cannot take away. Anyway, moving on from that, and this is not even on the. I don't even know. I thought I was gonna add it. I skipped by, but I wanted to ask something though. What is the issue with former President Buhari's aides and the now President Bola Tinubu? There is a level of hatred with most of them, ministers to aides to.
Do you want an answer?
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. It's multifaceted, and the thing about it is that they got into government, some of them through the Tinubu person too, the president. Then he wasn't the president, but they all got into government and they had a free reign. President Buhari empowered a lot of them, gave them appointments, and a whole lot of things happened. And you know that there's so much a president will know. Now,
so much a president chooses to know.
Now, based on the primaries, you would know that most of them had a candidate, which was the former vice president. If you remember,
which was kind of also their boss. So when you think about it,
so they wanted continuity. Picture an Osibajo as president. What it would not chase all these people away. A lot of them will still be in government. But a Tinubu, even if he's not Tinubu, if it was a Peter Obi, if it was an Atiku, he would bring his people. That's how government works.
So they thought that since because he's the APC.
So a few of them, as soon as Tinubu won the primaries, they started working against him. They started working against him. Some people think that Emefiele did what he did alone, you know, but it's a story for another day. They will tell us when they are ready. But a few of them got in with Tinubu, Algerian Gelale, Festus Keyamo. Do you notice? But some of these other people, some of them that didn't even work against him, were still on the periphery, expecting that when he starts to dole out appointments, they will be
part of it.
But now they're seeing it that it's glaring.
That you're a part of it.
They're far from it.
But are you the only Nigerians? See, because you see,
and the Tinubu
it's a very interesting pattern.
It was always saying it. That when Buhari was president, I didn't go to him for any contract. I didn't go to ask him for anything. You get? But some of his appointees are used to power. There must be some syndrome somewhere. I'm sure there will be a name for it.
Out of power syndrome.
It's a very bad thing.
People feel
that because they've been in government and now it's their party, that they should continue. So, again, remember that the APC is an amalgam. It's a group of 5 different parties. So the core CPC people are now divided. Some of them have stayed on the side of APC, while some of them have decided to use the other side, and that's why they have joined the coalition. They've tried because all sorts of things.
You see people like I saw yesterday. I saw a picture that remember Loretta Onoche, very very vocal.
Oh yeah.
I saw a picture. That you remember there's the Amechis of this world, and there's so many of them, and I'm like
Rauf
Aregbesola, those ones. There is even the boss Mustafa
Babachir Lawal.
I'm like, okay, there's even the Laulu Akondes of this world that have things to say about that. I'm like,
Laulu Akonde still feels that people like them should be in government. You know, that they feel like their boss was supposed to win. But the sad thing is, in that primary, he didn't even come second.
Move on.
Rotimi Amechi did better than him.
Way better. Let's be honest. Way better than him.
You know, so APC's internal ranklings are real.
So it's okay. But that's my issue. And maybe I might be wrong. But if you go into a competition or... Don't people have you at the back of their mind that it's possible that this thing might not work?
Maybe you're just being naive here. At this point in time, these people want to perpetuate themselves in government. Remember that
because it smacks of that greed. I'm sorry.
One of them.
You don't even have to like President Tinubu.
One of them was the Speaker of his own House of Assembly. Became a governor. Became a minister. So in the past 20-something years...
Yeah, another was a commissioner, governor, then minister.
Another one was in charge of a bureau of something, became a minister, became a governor. So in the last 24 years, 26 years, these people have been in power, not in the corridors of power, but they've been in power.
So
then comes one guy
who just wants to shake up the system.
New people, bring his own people.
Not just bringing his own people, bringing people that don't even like him into the system.
Exactly. So that same guy has shown them that I would rather get someone from Apuga and make that person a minister than you. I would rather get a PDP person. I would rather get that one. I would rather get this one. You know? So
and why I brought this up this time was the statement that someone like Okan said Osimhen. Oh yeah, we'll get to that point. We definitely will get to the battle of Osimhen at this point.
Can I plead the fifth on Osimhen's matter?
I think every that transfer window is literally trying to do him in at this point.
Every transfer window.
And maybe they just feel that and you can't also blame them, it's God's business actually. They probably want to make as much money as they can off him. Anyway, still talking about it. That's why I said, why I brought this up was the recent statement of the former SGF, Babachir Lawal, that said that one of President Tinubu's flagship projects, which is the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, is a scam.
All right, it's his opinion and he's entitled to it.
And this brings me back to the conversation when someone like him was in government.
Are you going to talk about the grass cutting thing?
No. Not even him. I'm talking about the administration of President Buhari and the second Niger Bridge. This was how.
Yeah, but the people who were calling it a scam were more of the opposition.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, are y'all not doing the same thing right now?
Worse.
So, like,
you might want to check for that.
Like, y'all are just doing the same thing.
Okan must be a big Gala fan.
Oh.
Okan must be a Galatasaray fan.
Galatasaray. Wait. So, okay. So let's just pivot a little.
Let's talk about it.
Since we're on that matter. According to the recent one, I think that the talks is that Napoli has rejected the bid of Galatasaray, and they're looking to Al Hilal at the moment, and it just sounds like something that they want more money. the Saudis want to pay more.
Yeah, not just that they want more money. It's the structure of the payment. It looks like Gala is going to stagger the payment for Osimhen, while Al Hilal will most likely pay off, maybe at once or in fewer installments than Gala. So Gala needs to go back again, because it's obvious that Osimhen wants to go back to Gala. He had a good time there one season, and the love there is amazing for him, and he got the results also. I think he was a player that was made for them, if that's where it's going to be. And they had a good season. I think they're playing Champions League, so they should. Gala needs to go back with a bigger deal, but not just even by meeting the cost, but the structure of the payment.
Yeah, the structure of the payment might be the issue. So yeah, at this point, I think that's Napoli. You don't want him, let him go.
But I don't blame Napoli, because it's business. They're looking at it from the angle of them cashing out on Osimhen so that they could buy other players. And
it's interesting. And talking about the transfer window, that's quite a number of things. One of the conversations that is also heating up right now is, why in the world is Arsenal going for Noni Madueke?
Well, we don't know what Arteta is cooking, but we know he's cooking something.
He's cooking a lot.
My only issue, I've already said it, is that I think that Ethan Nwaneri has shown us that he's ready for the big stage.
Yeah, I think on that one, there was an update today, and I think that from Arsenal, they're saying that they're confident that Ethan is going to sign with them, even though he's gotten offers from other clubs.
Ethan is supposed to sign a new deal, and which means that regardless of Noni Madueke's arrival, he stays.
Yeah, I honestly think that
if I was Ethan Nwaneri, I'll look at Aiden Haven, I'll look at Chido Obi Martins, and I'll move. I would, because he has gotten to the point where he can play against anybody. Did you not know when Saka was not around? That guy, he didn't make people miss Saka like that. Saka had to come back and show us why he is Saka.
Yes, but I also think why I don't think that
Nwaneri is not a bit player anymore, in my own opinion.
Why I don't think that he should go is that Arsenal has a lot of competitions to play at the moment. They actually indeed is
so
what
he should be a bit player.
No, instead of what they over time, they actually indeed really do need a big squad.
So two things: it should pray for Saka to get injured again.
No. I think one of the reasons why a lot of these players are getting injured as much is because they're playing this many games.
Okay, so
they should reduce the number of games.
So they should rotate the squad because of Nwaneri now. They will tell
not just him alone. Everybody needs to.
Yeah. But we're talking about Nwaneri.
Yeah.
That they'll rotate the squad and say, okay, Saka, you sit down today. You play tomorrow. Yeah. You know what that does to a player's rhythm, though.
Other than that,
do you know there's some players
they might not rotate it like that. It might be players that play different competitions.
That's beat part, like I said. You see, you should have just accepted when I said beat part earlier. But you were trying to prove a point. Everything you said has come back to beat part player. Someone who plays a small bit in the season.
But you can't play 50-something games. That's how people
play it.
People do play, but that's how a lot of people get injured. So why not just try to not get to be...
Okay, you know what? You said what you said. I totally disagree with you. I'm entitled to mine, you're entitled to yours. I feel that Nwaneri should go to a team that will play him week in, week. That guy is almost a world-class player now. He has shown that he's not a junior player anymore. He's now a first-team material. Then you now go and bring in Noni. And now Noni is not a bad player. That's the truth. I know some people. I saw an Arsenal guy making a funny video about Noni Madueke, and I'm looking at him and laughing like, you think you have this guy in your team and you won't be happy? Noni is not a bad player. So what happens to Nwaneri? Arsenal, you like say you are falling in love with Nigeria boys because you just have Noni Madueke, you have Nwaneri, they are chasing Ebereze.
There is Saka, this boy. Okay, at this point.
Someone was talking about an Umunna meeting, which of course, Nwaneri is Igbo, Madueke is Igbo. Is Igbo, so they can actually have August meeting or something. It's a good thing for them, even if some of these guys do not fly the Nigerian flag, their heritage is evil.
they still actually connect a lot. Now, since we're on football, CAF has launched an investigation into our Algeria female team. They're talking about some breach of the, even though they have not officially, they put out an official statement, but they did not say exactly what the issue is. They're saying until the investigation is done. However, this is not good because these women are in WAFCON at the moment, and they're actually going to play Super Falcons next.
Well, CAF, distract them, do anything you have to do.
Wow.
Because it's obvious that we need help. Do anything you can. It's not our fault. Are we the one that said they should breach any law?
But Super Falcons have qualified for the quarterfinals now after.
So we should go and play Algeria anyhow.
I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying it was just an update.
They should put beats back.
Oh
players.
my God! It is an update. Thank you very much. That's it. Anyway, 5 players are also out of Chan Eagles camp. They're supposed to be in camp. I think out of 31 of them, 5 of them have left. Now, and the reason mainly is because now they've signed for international clubs. And once you sign for an international club, you cannot be in home-based Eagles again.
Congratulations to each and every one of them. At least we know that we do not need more than 19 to 21 players, maximum 23 in camp.
So that has already eliminated some people. Anyway, Tottenham seems to have Mohamed Kudus. Funny enough, Tottenham is not doing badly in this
in the market. They
as
need
well.
They need to hold their own because
everybody
else.
Nobody wants to come back from.
All the serious teams are buying good players.
I think
and everything.
It's a season that with the kind of season they had at the Premier League, you definitely need to do a lot. And I think I'm actually happy for them. However, they're now saying that the Gibbs White thing is off from Nottingham. Said Nottingham Forest has officially cut off communications and they're not selling to Tottenham again. Reasons we do not know yet. Anyway, let's move back quickly to some of the gist that I wanted to talk about. What it is that the Chief of Army Staff is now saying that is asking for law to ban open grazing across the country.
It's about time. The Chief of Army Staff has been, very vocal in recent times. I think it was one that was also calling for, for a fence to be built, on the Nigerian borders and everything, because it looks like some people just have free reign. They just come and go as they will. And open grazing, for many reasons, for aesthetic reasons, for health reasons,
even on the part of the
cows tend to get stressed because you take them to far places to graze, then you take them back.
They don't grow as much as they should.
They never reach their potentials, never ever. As against ranching, where they'll be in the sport and they can move around within the ranch and they get good feed, natural feed and all of that. I think it's high time. We need to be real with ourselves. We keep talking about culture, we keep talking about people's tradition and whatever, but look here, this is 2025. There are some things that were done before that you definitely won't allow people to do anymore. So why are we still allowing cattle to move around, especially in the suburbs? It's crazy. You're driving through cow dung on a well-tarred road. It's in all shapes and ramifications.
It's all shades of wrong.
But his own angle is more from the security
angle. Yes, yeah, exactly. Because once that is banned, you'll now explain to me how. Which I believe that a lot of people do their business, but I also believe that some people use that to move around and infiltrate areas.
Yeah, because you see, a lot of the cattle rearers actually just regular businessmen or people who have been hired to tend, but they're also criminals who masquerade.
We use that as an opportunity.
We can't rule that out now.
Yeah.
The mistake people make is to make a blanket statement and say that all headsmen are no, not true.
Anyway, so now we definitely would follow that matter. We hope that the man is listened to. At least we'll see where that is going to. Also, before we move on to a bit of entertainment news. NNPCL, the two things though. The NNPCL Group Managing Director Bayo Julari, for the second time now, they are asking to come to Senate. He has not come. To come and explain some money. Is he Senate of House of Reps? Both of them, they say he should come. I don't know why he's not coming. He was not doing the tenure that they spent the money. So what's his own headache? But maybe there's an explanation for it. However, the man has now also come to say that after the 2025 review, it looks like the Warri, Port Harcourt and Kaduna refineries are most likely going to be privatized. More like they're planning to sell it.
Oh, well, we know that during a lot of discussions, people have been all of that. But, come on. As long as we get them to function and they contribute to Nigeria's income and also alleviate our woes, there's no more fuel scarcity in Nigeria. We've not experienced that in a long time, but the cost is the issue. But with competition, maybe the pump price could come down, and again, they can also get to export to the countries that have been stealing our then subsidized fuel. It might not be a bad idea, but hey, let them move faster. Whatever they want to do, they should let us know.
Yeah, I think that for it is even in a good stead, especially if they're working. It's actually probably easier to market. So at this point, maybe whatever it is they want to do, they should do it quickly. Anyway, moving on from that quickly, Mr. Burna Boy has dropped his 8th studio album titled No Sign of Weakness.
Oh, Burna. Look, it's been very interesting, and I'm just happy the way he has really been consistent with it. He's dropped 1 or 2 singles, and everybody has been waiting for this album. I heard the song with Shabuzi, which should be Chibweze anyway, but because it's American, it's Shabuzi. And it was nice, and people are talking about a particular song that seems to be a diss track, because it mentions something about frog and something, but I don't know, Sha. But I've listened to about 3 songs on that album. I intend to listen to the entire thing, but yeah, Burna keeps evolving while staying the same. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it's still the Burna Boy with the verve and the confidence, Odogu movement, but again, he knows how to bring in a new sound. Like, I guess that's why he keeps calling it Afrofusion.
Yeah, interesting news from that. Anyway, talking about albums, Justin Bieber actually dropped his 7th album. Apparently, there was a teaser a few hours before, and they were like, "Oh, they're anticipating a new album," and boom, he drops it.
Yeah, after that single, people thought it was going to be maybe there was a date that was set for it and everything, and it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years, and the Biebs has gone through a lot.
It's done a lot
in those 4 years. He has survived a lot. He's become a Christian. He's unchristianized and back to Christianity. He's gone through a lot.
He's gone through a lot. Pretty much a lot.
Been a fan from the days of baby, oh.
Yeah, but it's definitely evolved.
Yeah,
definitely. Also, Chris Brown has pleaded not guilty to London nightclub assault. So the conversation was a few months ago that there was rancor where it was alleged that he had hit someone with a bottle.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel for Chris Brown though, because it just seems like even if he doesn't want it, trouble comes after him one way or the other. I think it comes with the celebrity lifestyle and everything, and I hope that really and truly he is innocent and nothing happens to him. But if he is not innocent, well, let the law take its full course.
Yeah. Anyway, that is most of the things we're going to be talking about. But before we leave, there are quite a number of also things. Governor Lawal in Zamfara State launched a school feeding program, and I saw a picture of him eating the food. I'm like, oh, this is probably the best food they're going to serve, because the governor's got it.
So your thinking is that at some point in time, after the governor leaves, they go to some low level.
It might not be low level, but this is probably the best quality they're going to serve. It's Nigeria.
So how do we prevent that from happening? How do we
until people are on their toes and they know that anything can happen. Like people, there's monitoring, constant monitoring. That's the only way people would sit tight to these things. Oyo College workers has also begun indefinite strike, saying that they're also witnessing some delay in their salaries as well.
Oyo State government, please move fast and go pay these people.
Exactly. Moving. Oh yeah, there's one story that I wanted to. A Michelin-star restaurant has now been investigated after serving dishes with ants in South Korea.
You see what we're talking about? One day, this world,
I don't understand.
But until that day, but it's just that at this rate, they call it fine dining and all of that. Then you go there and you're going to buy poison. Why are you serving ants?
So they're saying that it's kind of like part of the dish. That it's sold as a signature meal. However, South Korea is saying that that is violating the Food Sanitation Act in the country.
I beg, don't sign anything for me. Signature work or signature need.
See, that's why some people don't enjoy this fine dining. Half of the time the food is too small. You don't understand the food.
Maybe you should just park somewhere and get nice going with agege bread.
Let's just go eat our amala
with Pepsi or Coca-Cola.
Do you get it? You get it?
And if it's ofe sala or ofe were,
let's do that too.
I beg you.
If bad as it bad, buy bread and cook.
Yes, now worst case scenario, or you go and do gala. Have you tried gala with yogurt before?
Inside traffic.
Traffic.
Wonderful.
But don't throw the paper out. Drop it inside your car. Please keep your fine dining. I beg. it's cockroach and ants. I will enter expensive motor with petrol. Drive to
spend expensive money. The food is small, the food is always small. The food is always small.
Very small portion now.
Half of the time.
Have you not seen 7-course meal before?
If
you see all the things, if they gather all the 7 courses, it not reach 1 course.
There's even those sometimes, no salt, no maggi.
They will not do ketchup like this.
Yeah. No salt, no maggi inside. Leave it alone.
Where I get full and Kobe.
Let's be on now. Anyway, on that note, that is all we have to take today on the bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again on Monday with another wonderful edition of the bar. Thank you for the comments. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And please, if you're in Lagos, say go and vote.
Tomorrow.
Go and vote.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
TGIF. Peace.